conversation is wonderful. I mean, the prices are outrageous. So Mayor Schock, is there a possibility later on that maybe the people, the middle class, could afford to buy something like that?
Well, I think it's important to put into perspective how much of the housing downtown constitutes compared to the whole. We have 33,000 housing units in the city of Elgin. Downtown to date has about 300 to 400. That's about 1/10 of 1%. Elgin has more affordable housing than any community in the entire county. So what we're trying to do is establish a balance. Does everybody want to live in a condominium downtown? I hope not. But everyone doesn't want to live in a single family home or a town home. It's another choice.
And my concern is that our police department is extremely understaffed. My understanding that the national average, based on a city of our size, we should have about 225 police officers. My understanding is that we have 180 and 2 up for retirement. So we're about 47 people short here, and I'd like you to address that if possible.
We have plans to add 15 police officers over the next 3 years. We instituted a telecommunications tax solely dedicated to public safety. All the money generated from that telecommunications tax goes to the hiring of additional police and firefighters. So public safety has been our #1 priority, and we have added dozens of new police officers, but you can't just look at the number of officers and say more police equates to less crime.
In my neighborhood, in this year, there have been 5 drive-by shootings that I personally heard the shootings. What do you have to say about it?
I've had drive-by shootings in my neighborhood.
Is that a good thing?
It is not a good thing. Who would say that's a good thing? Let's be realistic here. No one would say that's a good
How are
thing.
you addressing it? How are you addressing it?
We are hiring additional police officers. We've embraced community policing, which includes one of the most innovative policing programs in the country, the resident officer program, where we have 10 police officers living in neighborhoods where the crime is above average. And the success of that program is borne out by the fact that after a couple of years, the crime in those neighborhoods goes below the city average, and we can move that officer to another neighborhood that is experiencing above average crime.
It's not happening to my neighborhood. My neighborhood's going downhill.
I don't have your neighborhood's crime statistics in front of me, but what I'm saying is that the statistics show over a 10-year period 45% reduction in crime, and it's most especially violent crime. I think we've had 1 homicide this year. In 2006, 1 or 2.
Shootings are pretty serious.
I
Someone
agree.
can get hurt with a shooting.
I don't think anybody in this room would disagree with that.
I believe that 2006 crime statistics on homicide is 7.
But are we going to be 100% crime free? I doubt it.
Well,
But the point that needs to be made is, anybody can pick out a statistic or an anecdotal evidence from here or there, or talk about something that happened in their neighborhood. The point is, what's happening in the community is at large. And the statistics, I don't lie. 45% reduction over 10 years. That's progress. Is it the end result? Should we stop and say, wow, we've accomplished a tremendous amount, let's quit? Heck no, we should redouble our efforts. Let's reduce it another 45% in the next 10 years. That ought to be a goal toward which we strive. But I'm not going to sit here and say we can be 100% crime-free. I don't know of any community that's 100% crime-free.
Sounds like you, what you're saying, out of all these places in the United States of America, Elgin is the only one that don't have police brutality. I don't think that's necessarily true. I witnessed police brutality firsthand, and it does happen. Now, you're talking about validate. How are you going to validate 4 or 5 police officers beating up one person? You're going to go tell who the police, their co-workers?
But accusations have to be substantiated. Anyone can make an accusation. It's another thing to provide the evidence on which you can act.
To be a firefighter in Elgin. We have enough citizens right here in Elgin that can be trained and provide that service in the community where many of them were born and raised. I am very much opposed to many of the the processes that you use to bring people to Elgin. We need to start tapping our citizens in this community. We have many citizens that can do many things that are passed over because the powers to be always look over them, look in some other community for somebody to do something for us. We need to stop that. We need to raise our own people up.
That hiring of municipal employees is strictly governed by either civil service or a police and fire commission. It involves certain educational requirements. It involves taking a test and being ranked at the top of the group for the test, physical, mental, psychological, all kinds of testing, and to avoid the kinds of problems that have plagued municipalities in the past where somebody, because they were a friend of somebody, they got the job, even if they weren't qualified. Those are the kinds of systems that are in place. This protects everyone to assure that we get the best people for the job. There's no one in Elgin excluded from getting on the police or fire list or taking the civil service exam for a job in public works. Those are open to everybody, and we would love if all of those jobs could be filled with Elginites.
What are the plans to get them, what do you each have in plans over the next 4 years to encourage larger corporations, entrepreneurs to build within the city of Elgin?
We are working hard to bring new business and industry to Elgin. And I think we've done a success. Anybody that rides out on Randall Road and looks at our business parks that are nearing being full, there's no space. They're filled up, and we're looking for additional space to build additional business parks, knows that that's been a huge priority of the city council, is to add jobs, add tax base, and good jobs, bringing good jobs to the city of Elgin, jobs that pay more than the jobs that are already here. That's our goal.